Okay, no moderately clever intros to flex my YouTube level writing abilities this time. I saw M Night Sham's Trap recently. I'm gonna start with a non-spoiler review and then go into spoilers cause damn it, I am getting close to monetization and y'all are gonna help me to get there.
Or else!
Is that all you can do? Ow! That kinda hurt.
Let's get the spookiness rollin'. Okay, it's no secret that M. Night movies have been a bit of a mixed bag, especially with his most recent movies. Let's go back a few years. In the past decade, Mr. Shamalama Ding Dong has directed or released 7 movies, after Earth was laughed into oblivion with how bad it was. The Visit was surprisingly good. It had a lot more humor than I think a lot of people were anticipating. It was also his first movie where he filmed found footage style, and I think he did a bang up job with it. Good scares, good characters, and the M. Night twist was pretty good. It wasn't super out there, but I enjoyed it. Split was another banger. Even if it wasn't a surprise sequel to Unbreakable, as a standalone movie, it still would have been great. I would even go as far as to say it's one of the best PG-13 thrillers out there. Glass was a big misfire. It had way too much hype around it, plenty of plot holes and a few twists where half of them were predictable, and the movie proved that without a doubt, the man can't do action. Look at this scene here. Old had plenty of problems, with the story and the classic sham weird dialogue and character names. Mid-sized sedan. Does he hate rappers or something? Even with all of that going against it, I thought the movie was still pretty entertaining, so it's getting a pass for me. Knock at the Cabin was kinda mid. Pretty predictable, I never felt like the main characters were in any real danger, and the movie was unnecessarily rated R. And now we got Trap, a 2024 thriller about a serial killer dad taking his daughter to a concert. But after they get there, he finds out that the whole place is a trap and coppers are trying to get him. You would think that the Shamak twist would be about the dad being the killer or not, and I would have just spoiled the whole movie for you. Nope. Not a spoiler. Literally, the first trailer told us that the main character is the killer. This is the story. This is as much of a spoiler as The Wolfman being about a movie where someone turns into the Wolfman. This is the movie you might or might not be seeing soon. So, how was it? Well, your opinion on the movie is going to really depend on how much you like the main character, who is a bad guy. And I think Josh Hartnett plays a pretty likable, terrible person. So, does he have moments of being a good dad? Yes, so you like him. Does he have moments of being clever, like how many times or in how many ways he is going to try to get out of there? Yeah, and it's quite a few, so you like him. Is he able to pull off being a likable guy? Get in, get out without people recognizing him? Yeah, and I wouldn't be too worried about him, so you like him. Oh man, I am giving this movie so much praise. You must think that there is no way I could ever come up with any reasonable reason to shit on such a film. Well...
Oh man, there's always a catch!
I get that it's a staple of Shammy Whammy's movies to have awkward bad dialogue. The thing is that it's bad and awkward. These lines are kind of impossible to get used to because it almost always feels like AI wrote it. It's like M. Night is the kid in grade school gloating about how he was talking in AI before it was cool and everybody else did it, and now it's ruined. No, sir, it was always ruined. The movie sadly runs out of creativity with plenty of runtime left. A movie set up like this requires a large writing room of diverse psychopaths so you can come up with good reasons to keep the plot going. Honestly, they kind of failed in the last act. It still has a few moments here and there to keep you interested, but some decisions make no sense or are just the worst ideas you could have, and others are just not possible.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, just stay calm.
You know,
You're making a lot of sense.
She's mesmerized. Come here.
You're not making sense anymore!
Okay, overall, the movie has some fun moments. If I were forced to categorize M. Night's movies into two categories, good ones and bad ones, Trap is one of the good ones. Is it one of his best? No. I'd say it's one of his more middle-of-the-road good ones, like in the same group as Old or Glass. Not great movies, not atrocious ones. I know some people like to shit on, piss on, and let it fester and then burn what's left of Old and Glass, but I don't think the movies were that bad. Now, it's time to go into spoilers in 3, 2, 1.
Showtime!
So Cooper is taking his daughter Riley to see Lady Raven, her favorite singer, live in concert. He does some classic dad jokes to show off how good of a dad he is, and it's pretty believable. Once they get inside, the dad notices every cop and security camera around him. Seems like there's more and more every time he notices them. During the show, all of the kids bust out their phones and record, and Cooper excuses himself to go to the bathroom. In the stall, he pulls out his phone, and we don't see what's going on for like a minute. We just hear a lot of heavy breathing, and then we see the live footage of a man being held hostage in a basement. This is such a missed opportunity for a porn joke. I know I'm no professional screenwriter, but you could easily write in there someone just banging on the bathroom stall and screaming, "Hey, this is a kid's concert. Can you at least try to wait till after the show's over to yank it? I gotta piss." But yeah, again, I didn't spoil nothing earlier. This is the story you paid for, if you're planning on seeing this in theaters, of course. We see some random people getting pulled aside by the cops. Cooper and Riley, during a break, go get some t-shirts. Cooper does a good dad thing in front of one of the concert workers that makes him like him a lot. So Cooper, being the natural charmer, uses that to his advantage. And we get the scene where the gossipy employee spills the beans how the cops have surrounded the whole place to catch the butcher, a famous serial killer who has killed like 12 people. But the guy also says the only way out is through the cops or backstage.
Well, that could be very useful.
Okay, so we have seen Cooper be charming. Check. But later we see his opportunistic and creative mind kick in, which is awesome. He sees a drunk girl near the stairs and shoves her down. He uses it to get closer to the outside, and it's all locked down tight. So we go back to the concert, and a surprise guest rises out of a surprise platform right where Cooper and Riley are standing.
Well, that could be very useful.
Cooper tries to convince Riley that they should go down there to check it out, some cool backstage stuff, and she's like, "What? No."
You bitch!
So that opportunity slips right through our guy's fingers. Cooper leaves Riley to go get her a t-shirt, and the overly friendly employee says he has to go to the back to get some more. Cooper offers to help him out. Oh, what a sweet guy! As they get to the shirts, Cooper swipes the man's badge ID, and Cooper gets the man to talk. He says that the police even gave the employees a code word per section. Hamilton.
Well, that could be very useful.
Cooper uses the guy's ID wherever he can to check out his options. He wanders into a police briefing and puts on the badge and squeezes in for a cup of coffee and gets a lot of intel. I love this scene. It reminds me of that crappy Johnny Depp movie, Public Enemies. Anyways, my favorite scene from that movie is where Johnny Depp is a world-famous bank robber and he casually walks into a half-empty police station and all the cops there are just watching a baseball game, and he asks, "What's the score?" And they answer and he just walks right out. Amazing. On his way out, Cooper snags a walkie-talkie.
Well, that could be very useful.
Cooper heads back to the concert and is listening on the radio that the cops are looking for some very specific people, even naming physical attributes that our boy has. So he goes to pull the fire alarm, but right before he does, some hotshot profiler says that that is his most likely next move. Damn, that was close. So, Plan B. Cooper uses his employee badge to get into one of the food shacks and he throws some bottles of oil into a fryer and he turns up the heat. When it explodes on some poor chick's face, he takes a hung up apron and goes for the roof. If this was a good plan, I was kind of wondering if he was planning on ditching his daughter at the concert and then come up with a half-decent lie on why he had to leave. He goes to the roof and some cops are there. They question him and he plays off the "I'm just so overwhelmed, a girl got her face melted off" act, and he does it kinda well. It kinda reminds me of Dexter.
People just do this? Say what they're thinking?
out loud.
This whole movie kind of reminds me of Dexter. Obviously, this guy is a way worse person than Dexter, but they are both serial killers that you are kinda rooting for. So before the cops let this guy go, they ask for the card that they gave all the employees. Uh-oh. So our guy looks through his pockets, and in the apron he snagged was some SOB's wallet. He pulls it out and he grabs the first thing that looks like a useless card, and yup, that was it. His luck, convenience, and style of winging it is pretty fun. Now he's pretty much out of ideas. Cooper returns to the concert. His daughter brings up a special thing that happens at these concerts. One person in the audience gets pulled up to the stage to dance with the singer, and they get to hang out backstage. Cooper talks to the first guy that looks important, and oh look, it's the Shammer's cameo. Turns out he is the uncle of the singer. Cooper thanks him for the big event, and he drops that his daughter has leukemia. So ShamWow asks him, what seat number are you in?
Fuck yeah.
So they get backstage, and Cooper is still trying to look for exits, but even though the singer's security vouches for him, he hears on the radio that they are going to screen every adult male at the concert. So Cooper freaks out and goes to have a private word with the singer about thanking her for letting her daughter have such a big moment. And Cooper just unloads to the singer that, yeah, he is the killer, you caught me. But he also shows that he has a button on his phone that will kill the guy that he has kept in the basement if she doesn't let him and his daughter ride in the private limo to get out of there.
What? Oh, come on!
Okay, this is where the movie starts to take a dip in creativity. The movie should have been shortened and stayed in the concert, but like a half hour plus is still left of screen time, and we leave the concert. Also, this idea is fucking retarded. Are you kidding me? Cooper's most valuable asset is that no one knew his face. His anonymity was key to keeping him in the clear. What the hell could he possibly do now? His cover is blown. The only way out of this is he would have to kill the singer and her driver. Good luck with getting away with that.
No! 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 No!
He should have taken his chances with the screening and deleted the app off of his phone that let him monitor his prisoner. This was the worst idea Cooper had. Hell, here's another idea. Break your own damn leg. Or your daughter's. I know that kind of sounds shitty, but they'll heal. And he's the main character here. It's kind of hard to not root for the guy, even though he's a monster. If he did something backstage that was believable to get him or his kid, probably better for it to be him, to get an ambulance to escort them out of there, he might be in the clear and skip the interrogation. But no, we're taking a ride with the singer. Okay, sure. So as they are driving, the singer cozies up with the daughter and convinces her that it would be a good idea for the singer to take them to their house directly. So they go, and the singer keeps doing these little things here and there to piss off Cooper. He even tells her when they are alone that he is in control.
You sure about that?
The singer is able to get her hands on his phone and runs into the bathroom. She uses his phone to communicate with the trapped guy to get her some information about like where he is. So then she uses that to notify all of her fans of who can find out where this guy is. She then texts her driver to call the cops. Kind of surprising just cause like no one really remembers phone numbers by heart anymore. Do any of you? I think I can think of like 3 and that's it. Anyways, turns out one of her fans was able to find the guy and get him out of there, and all the while this is happening, you would think the dad would have just said, fuck it, and kicked down the door. He never does. He comes in after getting the keys and the family has been escorted upstairs, and then he gets his phone back and notices the guy is gone. It was at this moment I thought the Shyamalan twist would be like the family was in on it. It wouldn't have been that much of a mindfuck, but could have been fun. As Cooper is about to leave with the singer, she stalls for time by saying triggering words to him. Nothing as triggering as anyone with a TikTok account and an IQ of 30 would freak the fuck out about, but triggering words for a psychopath with mommy issues. Apparently the profiler coached the singer before the concert. Kinda extreme, but everyone related to the event was aware of this guy and her being the #1 target for a possible hostage situation. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be super far-fetched. So she stalls him, and then his daughter, who came out of where she was being held, also stood in front of the car, which also stalled him enough for the cops to show up. He closes the garage door, and while the cops are surrounding the place, he tidies up the house and slips into his secret tunnel that exited out into the neighbor's yard. See, this is another reason to like Cooper. Who doesn't like secret tunnels and trapdoors? Don't answer that. So the singer is being driven out, but a cop swaps out the driver for security purposes, and obviously it's Cooper. It takes the singer a while to figure it out, and during their drive, the car gets surrounded by a crowd of people. The singer is able to get a window rolled down. Fucking rookie mistake to not have locked the windows. She screams for help, and while the crowd gets her out of the car, the cops surround the car and apparently, Cooper was able to put on new clothes and get out of the driver's seat and slip into the crowd, and no one saw a thing.
What?
Oh, come on!
This is another example of the movie running out of creativity. How the fuck could no one have noticed when the driver got out of the car? So we are back at the house, and this movie is starting to drag. We are just going to too many places. So the wife is home alone, and the hubby comes in, and we get the reveal of how this serial killer mastermind was found out. The wife suspected that something was up with him. She didn't know exactly, but she followed him to one of his houses where he keeps his victims, and she left the receipt of the concert in one of the trash cans. She didn't know for sure he was the butcher, but she knew something was up, and the cops would either find out that he was the butcher, or nothing would happen and everything would just go back to normal. She offers him one last slice of pie before he ends it all violently. He eats the pie while they talk. After he finishes it, he realizes that there was some extra powder on the pie, and it's revealed that she got into his go bag and drugged the pie.
Bullshit!
No. I'm sorry, but how did this happen? When did this happen? We saw her transition from getting the cake and placing it on the table. There was like a 1 to 2 second lapse where we didn't see her. She would have had to have dosed the pie before he surprised her at the house. How could she have possibly known that he would have eaten the slice? There's no fucking way. So he does get a little woozy and he comes after her, but 2 cops who are hiding tase him at the same time. But since he's a big guy, more of a tall guy than like a super big guy, but he doesn't go down, and then he goes and gouges out the eyes of one of the cops in a very PG-13 way.
Boo! You stink!
And then as he goes after the second cop, the profiler comes in, fuck knows why it's her, and tases him, and he finally goes down. Keep in mind, he had a knife. Why didn't they just shoot him in the first place? The man killed 12 people, and his last victim got out. Anyways. He's getting escorted out of the house, and he sees a downed bicycle, and he stands it up. One of his characteristics is being OCD, so they just let him. His kids are being brought back to the house as he is getting put into a security transport. Fuck knows why or how they brought the kids back so fast. As he's being driven away, he pulls a little rod out of his sleeve. Apparently he broke off a piece of the bike as he was picking it up. Fucking bullshit. And he gets his cuffs unlocked and laughs, and the movie ends. Oh, and after a little bit of credits, we see the t-shirt selling guy from the concert watch the news, and he freaks out when they show Cooper's face. So we get a nice laugh at the end of this thriller. Holy fuck. That last half hour of the movie was a chore to write down. Yeah, the movie just didn't have enough creativity behind it. The runtime is only an hour 45. It should have been a tight hour 30. Keep it in the concert, maybe have him go up to the technical balcony where all of the lights are, maybe have him hold on to a hostage or two, or even kill a person or two and swap out their clothes, or just something that would have kept the movie at the concert, and obviously not give away his fucking identity to the person that would be the hardest to get away with killing off. And maybe have the ShamWow twist be that his daughter either decides to side with him in the end, or she was actually in on the killings all along, or something like that. I know it's easy to come up with better ideas for a movie in hindsight, but there's a fair amount of hype around this movie since Josh Hartnett is the star, and not only do most people like him as an actor, but he is also famous for being pretty picky with his projects. we don't see the man very often. So there was a lot at stake here with everyone making it, and they would have all been aware of it. Anyways, there's a lot of clickbaity articles out there, some of them saying that this is the worst rated M. Night movie or the worst rated Josh Hartnett movie, and both are fucking lies. This movie isn't among one of the worst of M. Night's, and I doubt it'll go down as one of his top rated ones. It's a mid movie that has some fun moments but fumbled in the final act. Thanks for watching. Stay spooky, my friends. The month of August has a lot of hyped up horror releases coming out. See you back here for Cuckoo.